So looking over this code, I'm thinking maybe there's something cool we can do with these four functions. Instead of individually calling them, like, add, or we have to do subtract. How about we make a function that accepts 3 arguments, okay? 3 arguments. One would be the name of the function and the argument 1 and argument 2. So let's just add this function, and we'll call this version 1.1. Sounds good to me. So we're going to keep the functions we have above, and then we're going to use a function called operate intermediary. All right. If you don't like that name, you can use whatever name you want. You can just say, operate or run operation, any name. But for specs that we built before, I'm just going to use operate intermediary. So what's going to go in this is going to be an operation. All right, operation will be like add, subtract, multiply, divide. And then it's going to take an argument. So there's going to be arg1, and there's going to be an arg2. All right, so make my curly brackets. And inside, what's going to happen is it's going to return operation. All right, so that's one of the arguments, and the operation is actually one of these functions. All right, so we're going to input arg1, which is here, and arg2. All right, whatever we put in operation, it's going to run one of these functions, okay? And whatever you put in arg2, it's going to calculate the math. All right. So I'm going to save this, and let's test this function, okay? All right. So there's our function, and let's be different today. Let's do multiply, and we're going to multiply 5 times 5. All right. Bam. And of course, this won't show unless we console log it. And there it is. Now, we're going to make sure we're in the right file area. So edm guy repos clean calc. We're going to type in node, and we're going to type in calc.js. And 5 times 5, it should give us 25. And it does. So this works. Maybe if you didn't see the whole process. So operation is multiply 5, 5. Comment this out. All right, so this operation multiply, and it goes back up and looks through the functions and finds multiply, and then it inputs these 2 arguments, and now it executes it and gives us 25. So we could try this again. Let's try it with add, save, and run it again. So no calc.js. And there it is, 10. All right. Next thing we're going to do is remember our last result from our first version. We're going to do last results, and we already have it pointed to up top, so we're going to do last result, and we're going to use our operate intermediary. I'm going to give it add comma 5 comma 10. So this should give us $10. Oh, sorry, 15. And next we're going to do is put the last result within the operate intermediary again. So we're going to do last result equals operate intermediary, and we'll do let's do multiply. Two and last result. Okay, so this is 15. So last result will be 15, and then it should multiply 15 times 2. And then we should finally get 30. All right, so here it is, and let's try to run this again. Oh, first let's just type in last result in our console log first. So last result should be equal to 30. One thing, don't forget to save. That's why we kept getting 10. So let me just clear this out. And we'll put no calc.js, and it should give us 30. And voila, 30 it is. All right, so this is your next version. So after this is done, we'll just delete this. We're going to git add git commit, and we'll just call this 1.1. All right, so now I added that, and now we're going to git push origin master. Make sure you spell origin right, because if you don't spell origin right, obviously it's not going to work. So origin. Helium guy, and my password as usual, all the normal steps. Cool. And now I want to do a tag. Call this v1.1. And then I'm going to do git push dash dash tags. Fill in my information again. All right, so apparently didn't like my password. All right, so it's pushing, and there it is. Now we have a new tag called 1.1. Let's look over here at our repository on GitHub. I'm going to hit refresh, and this should change from first commit to version 1.1, which it did. And now I have 2 releases. So I got 1.1 and version 1.10.